Hi, my name is Adriana, and today I will be announcing my TBR for the Taylor Swift playlist-a-thon. For those who don't know, the Taylor Swift playlist-a-thon is a read-a-thon that Darian reads, Casey reads, and Lisa Marie reads, all put together in celebration of Taylor's birthday on December 13th. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift stan, but I do appreciate lots of her music, and today I even tried to put a look together that's, I guess, kind of either Taylor Red era or Taylor Reputation. I can't remember, but I got the red lip and tried to kind of do a more slicked back Taylor look. I don't have the blonde, gorgeous curly locks, so I did the best I could, but I do have my blonde boy right here doing his best of representing T Swift. So it's running from November 13th to December 13th, so it's a month-long read-a-thon with prompts for every single Taylor Swift song in her discography. So there's over 100 prompts. Kind of my strategy to hitting this read-a-thon was to try to pick one or two songs from each album to kind of hit. I've been listening to Taylor Swift since I was in, early high school, late middle school, so I was kind of there for when she kind of got big on the radio with her country stuff, kind of followed her along, so it was kind of fun to go through all of these prompts and listen to all these songs again, because it kind of brought me back to that time in my life, but I'll kind of go more into that as I go through these prompts. So I'm going to grab my list real quick. So I'm going to start with the Taylor Swift album, the self-titled album, I guess. So I picked two songs from this one, but I'm actually only going to be reading one book for both prompts. So I picked Teardrops on My Guitar and Our Song, both classics, both songs I listened to many, many times in high school and middle school. The prompts to go with that. For Teardrops on My Guitar is a book to do with music, and for Our Song is an audiobook. So I combined these by doing the audiobook version of Me, the autobiography of Elton John. So this is something that I love Elton John. I thought it would be kind of a cool, thing to read before the end of the year. And the audiobook version is actually narrated by Elton John and Taron Egerton, who played him in the biopic, the Rocket Man biopic recently. So I think it'll be a really cool audiobook to listen to. I think autobiographies that are narrated by the person themselves is always kind of a cool thing that's intrigued me and I've wanted to try. So I am really excited to listen to this audiobook. The next album is Fearless. And for this one, I picked a Love Story, which the prompt for that is a classic. So the classic I picked was Brave New World. So yeah, I've obviously had to pick Love Story. It's such a huge song. It's so iconic and kind of funny story. My freshman year of high school, we had to read Romeo and Juliet. And one of the assignments that we could pick to do after we read Romeo and Juliet was compare and contrast Our Song by Taylor Swift to the actual Romeo and Juliet story. So, I don't know, that's always kind of stuck in my brain. It's kind of a weird, fun assignment from freshman year of high school. And, so I picked Love Story from this album to read. The next album, released in 2010, was Speak Now. I actually didn't remember a lot of the songs from this album. I think by that point, I don't know, I was like an older high school kid now, so I couldn't listen to Taylor Swift because she was so poppy. I don't know. But the one I did kind of remember was Mine. So that's the prompt I picked for this one, which is Own Voices. So the books I'm going to read for this one is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I guess I should probably explain what Own Voices is. I had to look it up myself. Own Voices is basically just a book written about from what I could gather, was like a minority story written by a person within that minority. So Get a Life, Chloe Brown. is about a Black woman's, I don't actually know that much about it, but I've heard a lot about it, so I kind of want to check it out. But it's, the main character is a Black woman, and the author is also a Black woman. So, thought I'd check it out. That's really all I know about it, and I've heard a lot about it, so I want to read it. So moving on to the next one, in 2012, Taylor released the Red album. So the song I'm doing from that one is We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. The prompt for that is a book with 7 or more words in the title. So the book I'm assigning to that one is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. So this is one I'm gonna try to read before Get a Life, Chloe Brown. So if I don't actually get to Chloe Brown before this read-a-thon ends, I'm going to kind of double dip that one into We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and mine. So another song from this album that I love is 22. And the prompt for that one is a book with a cat on the cover, and I just couldn't find a book with a cat on the cover that I was interested in reading for this next month. So I won't actually be doing that one, but I had to give a shout out to that song because if I had a tape of that song, I would have worn it out the year I turned 22. And the year any of my friends ever turned 22. There would be nothing left of that cassette tape. So the next album is 1989. I will be doing 2 songs from this album. The first one is Shake It Off. I love that. I think everybody loves that song. I think that's the song that really brought Taylor back into the zeitgeist, was Shake It Off. Everybody loves it. I think it's incredible. So the prompt for that one is a book with negative reviews. And for this one, I'm going to read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Some people did. I feel like it's one of those things I just kind of have to read since I was, a Hunger Games fan, and I should just, suck it up and read it, even though I've heard some not great reviews about it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then I'm also going to do Bad Blood, which, is a bop. Love it. And the prompt for that one is a murder mystery, and I'm actually doing this one with another prompt later, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The next album is Reputation from 2017, and this one I did Look What You Made Me Do, which, again, another bop. Like, the second half of this list that I have is just songs that I remember, dancing to so hard in college and beyond, and it's just so much fun. They bring back so many fun memories. Anyways, I don't think I actually said what I was doing. So Look What You Made Me Do, and the prompt for this one is a book with a snake on the cover, and I'm actually tying this one back to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which actually does, have a snake on the cover, so I'm counting that. The next one is Lover. I love that album. So obviously I have to do You Need to Calm Down, because again, if I had a cassette tape of this song, me and my friends would have worn it out last summer. We listened to that song so many times. It's gonna forever be the song of the summer for us. It's so good. It's so much fun. Shots of Patron at 7 a.m. Who doesn't love that? And the prompt for this one is a LGBTQ plus book, and for this I am doing Red, White, and Royal Blue. Again, I don't know much about it, but I know it's the main couple, the guys who are going to get together are both guys, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm very excited, and it looks like a really cute book. And I'm going to do Me, which again is a song I love. Brandon Urie is so incredible, and them together was such a fun song. So the prompt for this one is Author with the Same Initials. This one I actually kind of struggled with a little bit. Surprisingly enough, there aren't a whole lot of AC initials out there, which I thought there would be more of, but So I'm actually going with an author I've never heard of before or read anything from, but it seems like it might be interesting. I'm going to read The Shape of Water by Andrea Camilleri. Yeah, Camilleri. He's an Italian author. He has like a series of murder mystery books from, I think, the 60s maybe? I don't know. So I'm going to read the first one, see what I think. They're kind of short, fun little mystery novels. So this is the one that's actually tying back to Bad Blood from the 1989 album, which is a murder mystery. So should be interesting, should be kind of fun. If it works out, I might have found a new author that I can kind of buzz through. And then the last one is 2020 Folklore. And it was kind of hard for me to pick like a favorite song from this album because it's an album I definitely just kind of listen to all the way through and don't actually pick out individual songs. It's something that I've been just kind of like listening to in the background while I work. But I think the one I'm going to go with is August. And for this one, it's a book that takes place in the summer. And this one's a bit of a stretch, but a while ago I started rereading Lightning Thief. And it at least starts in the summer. I think it actually takes place over the course of a year, but it starts in the summer because Percy's coming home from school. So I'm going to count it. It's a bit of a stretch, and I hate to end a TBR for a read-a-thon on a prompt that's a stretch, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I really want to reread Lightning Thief, so I'm going to make it fit. So like I said, this read-a-thon is taking place from November 13th through December 13th. I'll be sure to link all three of the co-hosts' Twitters and channels down in the description box below. And along with the Twitter for the playlist-a-thon, I would highly suggest tagging along if you want to. I guess I'll run through my TBR just one more time real quick. So the audiobook of Me by Elton John, Brave New World, Get a Life Chloe Brown, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Shape of Water, and Lightning Thief. So I'm very excited. This is a really fun TBR. I'm excited to jump into it. Thanks for watching.